Latency. It's a killer for fun flying. Is the latency on the Caddx Ascent VTX and goggles, so the system, really as bad as some people are making out? Well, I'm here at the field this morning. It is a little bit misty. We're going to try a bit of a range and a penetration test. We can't go too far with it for obvious reasons. I don't fancy walking across that boggy field. But we're going to find out if the latency is so bad that it's not worth buying. It was really dark last night on the flights that we did, so it's going to be good to do them in the daytime. I've also set it up on 720p instead of 1080, and I've changed it from high quality to smooth. So we'll see just how well the system performs. Leave your guesses in the comments down below. Do I still think analog's dead? Let's find out. If my stick cam was just recording or not, so I'm going to do that again. I have moved the antenna up a little bit just to try and get us a little bit more range and penetration. This system is not going to rival the Walksnail system. It's not going to rival the DJI system. I think it's better than HD0. Right, that's better. Now I've got the antenna up in the air. It's when I turn around. No, we're okay. So we didn't quite get this far last time. That's not a bad range at all. That's not bad at all. So I think having that antenna in the right place is going to be quite key to this. It's quite, so I think, yeah, it's quite sensitive to directional gain by the looks of that. Because as I face back to myself, it's a lot better. So what we'll do is we'll just do the test where we go over the tree again. See how well it holds up. It goes a bit smushy, very much like the OG Caddx Vista did. And then you'll get sort of, the sides will go smushy, and they try to keep the centre as clear as possible. But what I was saying is, in case you haven't got it, in case I didn't record it, should I say, I think this is a system really for people who are flying micros and tiny whoops, that don't want analog, that want something a bit better. The latency isn't brilliant. I mean, it's saying it's 30 megabit, sorry, it's 31 milliseconds. I'm not even sure that that's true, to be fair. It's flyable, but it's like flying DJI in 30 frames per second, which I personally just dislike immensely. But it is flyable. Of course, once you get a good distance away from yourself, that's when you're going to have problems. Now, penetration wise, I think there's a river there, so I've got to be careful. But if I go against these trees here and try and block the signal with this tree and see how it goes. It goes down to 13 megabits, 15 megabits. The closer I get to the tree, the more it drops. So it isn't terrible. But that's based upon the caveat of it's $35. And I think if this is your first foray into FPV and you're flying something relatively slow, like a tiny whoop, or even this 2S toothpick, to be fair, I think you're not going to have a massive problem with it. But obviously, there we go, that's when we start to flash red there. But obviously, if you are flying something bigger and faster that needs much more response, much more control, you are going to struggle. I'm slowly getting to grips with this latency now. And it's not bad. It's not bad at all, you know. For $35, it's really not bad at all. There is a few issues I've got with it, but overall, 35 bucks. I don't think I can complain too much at all. We'll cut through these trees. We'll stay nice and low. Now I can't see it being a massive problem, but we'll stay nice and low and just see what happens. Oh, that was a branch. Yeah, no.
If I fly behind myself, I suspect I'm going to have a problem, but I've almost nearly run out of battery as well. I've been flying for over 4.5 minutes. So, okay, the latency is going a bit crazy now. Still says it's locked at 32. It's not. It's not. The latency meter is BS. But it's still very flyable if you're not ripping around with the 6S at 100 miles an hour. And it is, for this class of drone, in my opinion, better than analog. I'm going to land.
So there is undoubted latency within the system. I don't think the latency meter on the OSD is working properly either. I think it's giving a false report, because when my latency goes up, that number sticks at around about 32 milliseconds. Trust me, it's not 30 milliseconds. The question is, and this is not going to be a full review, so, you know, let's not get it twisted. We are going to try and fly it in as many different locations as possible. That radio's going to fall again because of the wind. But can we recommend it? Do we think analog really is dead? The truth be told, analog is not dead. Analog will never die. However, for $35, you've got a system where you can actually see stuff and you can post relatively decent footage to social media. However, that being said, the latency is such that you can't fly this on any system bigger really than a 2S. I think if you was to fly it on anything faster than a 2S, you're just not going to have the time to react and respond. It doesn't have the range and the penetration for something above a 2S. By the time you've got to where you're going, if you're flying this on a 4S, you've already lost signal, or your latency's already kicked in so bad that you've crashed. Do I think that means it's a bad thing and that you shouldn't buy it? No, I don't. As I mentioned on the stick cam, I think, to be completely honest with you, if you're flying micros or tiny whoops, then this system, if you don't want analog, is really, really good. I can fly it around my house, I can fly it around small spaces, and yeah, the latency is there, don't get me wrong. It's like flying DJI on 30 frames per second, but I think it's more enjoyable being able to see than not. It's also cheaper at $35, and it's also super lightweight as well. So overall, I think Caddx have got a winner here. We'll do a full review. I'm going to fly it for a couple of weeks, and then we'll come back to it after I've really sort of put it through its paces. I think one of the other biggest issues is being forced to buy another set of goggles. Caddx really should have released a VRX with this for people with the Walksnail system, or even HD Zero. Like, you're alienating customers by making them buy an extra set of goggles. And then the other problem is, and I'll save all this for the review, sorry, but the other problem then is, if you get into FPV and you think, all right, Caddx have got the Ascent and Caddx have got the Walksnail, the goggles L look exactly the same as these goggles, so I'll buy these goggles, I'll learn with this system, and then I'll move up to the Walksnail system because this is the same as a goggles L, isn't it? Only to find out that you need to buy yet another pair of goggles because these don't have a HDMI input. Caddx do a lot right, but they also do a lot wrong. The system is great, the system is cheap, and the system will get more people into the hobby. Caddx, you really do need to think about your PR and how you do things. Leave a comment in the description down below and tell me if you think I've been a little bit too harsh on Caddx. But until next time, thank you so much for watching and supporting the channel. Peace out, legends. YouTube and I have had a chat, and we believe that this is the video that you'll like the most, so watch it and let me know if they're right.